Don't be nasty, make a pasty. Cornish Pasties. They are a fabulous English thing from Cornwall. Cornish means from Cornwall. It's so gorgeous. The produce is just off the chain. I have to say British produce is pretty amazing all around. We're going to make a very traditional sort of meat hand pie called a Cornish pasty. Now, what is a Cornish pasty and why is it specifically Cornish? Well, if you sell them in the supermarket as a Cornish pasty, it has to have a certain way of making it, or it's illegal. So it's a very special thing in England. I used to love them when I lived in England. Basically what they were is food for the miners in Cornwall. Now, if you go to Cornwall, you can see the old disused mine heads, the head of the shaft. There's a lot of them and they're quite beautiful. Some of them are older, but they're just amazing. Quite lonely. What happened is these guys would go for copper and tin and go into these mines all day. What do you eat? Well, you need something that's not messy, that's not going to fall apart, right? That can be easily transported, several in a bucket down on a string. So they came up with a Cornish pasty. Some amazing facts about it. So it's crimped, almost like a big empanada, you'll see when we make it, which gives it a very firm edge so it doesn't blow up in the oven also. Hopefully, ours might, but hopefully it won't. And it also makes it very thick on the edge so that it doesn't break when they're transporting it down or throwing it to the guy, okay? They also used to carve initials on one end. The person who made the pasty for the miner would carve like RS, right? So if I ate some of my pasty and I put it down in the dark mine with my headlamp, I would know which pasty was my pasty because it has my initials. You obviously don't eat the initial end first. So they're usually made, or they're always made, if you want to do the designation one, with basically skirt steak. You can use other kinds of steak. Rutabaga, which is in England called swede, onions, and butter, and pastry. The pastry is a robust short crust. It's not a flaky, fall away pastry. It's not a hot water crust, but it's not a like prissy little pastry thing, okay? And everything gets cooked at the same time. The meat, everything goes in the oven at the same time. I'm gonna mess around a little bit with the recipe because it's kind of early to get rutabaga here in the year. But anyway, Cornish pasties, fascinating history, and a beautiful thing to put in your kid's lunchbox. You can make them vegetarian if you want. You can make them any way you want. But let's make a Cornish pasty. We're gonna make the pastry. I am using around 1 1/4 cups of flour, which I do in the coronation style. We praise you to the east, to the west, to the north, and to the south. I'm putting in some salt and peu de sel. Look at the amount. You're a dinner partier, you know how much salt. I'm also gonna put a little bit of pepper in here, just for the hell of it. I don't have to do designated. Also, it doesn't have to be bland, FYI. Now I'm just gonna pulse this. I did check it to make sure it was lined up. Okay? You guys know how to do this, you're dinner partiers. Plus gras, which means more fat, which is really funny to me. Plus gras means more fat. You need 1 stick. This is 2 sticks. So you cut through the fleur de lis. Voilà, comme ça. Right. Use the bigger piece if you messed up. Now, you're just gonna cut this into pieces because you're just making regular old pastry. Short pastry, it's called. Why is it called short? Because it has shortening. Mama's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mama's little baby loves shortening bread. Mama's little baby loves shortening, shortening. Mama's little baby loves shortening bread. Thinking about doing that, a soul food episode. A couple of you guys asked for a soul food episode I would just be scared. I've never made some of those things. I would love to try it, though. Edna Lewis, she's one of my big heroes. Kind of the first person to bring soul food into the minds and kitchens of the world, essentially. Great hero. Read about her. I'm cutting this into cubes, which are instantly melting because it's good butter. Could you put in big pieces? Yeah, but you might get big pieces in your pastry. You don't want that. Okay, sprinkle your cubes. Sprinkle your cubes, comme ça, la la la. Sprinkle your cubes, comme ça, la la. Now, I have an egg here. What does an egg do when you add it to pastry? It makes it puff slightly, okay? We don't want this to puff. We don't want it to be like a lead weight. So I'm adding half an egg. I homogenize the egg, and I'm just gonna do half an egg here. Makes a fantastic mess. Here we go. Pulse. So you want sort of pea-sized pieces or smaller. I pick this up and I feel pea-sized lumps, which is exactly what I want. Now the magic is going to happen. Ice cold water. Looks like vodka. If you ever have an actor and you want them to sound like an alcoholic, have them say vodka without the D. Vodka. That's how drunks say it. All right, here we go. Magic on. Pour in some water. Come on! You can do it! Yes! Perfect. It's a little bit wet, actually. Don't be afraid to do that, by the way. Beautiful. We're doing a new show with Edgar called Riptide. Edgar is one of the greatest raconteurs and genius writers in New York. It's my 5th one-man show with Edgar. Take your pastry, which is quite delicious, I might say, and wrap it in some cellophane. I'm so freaking sick of this roll of saran wrap. It's broken. It doesn't cut this. I'm so sick of it, and it's huge. Huge. My fantasy in the prep kitchen is that I can finally have those big industrial rolls that they put on the shelf. You know, I can't. Maybe I'll get that. This has cut me maybe 20 times. Okay, kind of form it into a ball, comme ça. Whack it down. Okay? Don't worry about these cracks, okay? They don't matter. Okay, then you're gonna fold it like this. You've seen me do this before. And then you're gonna fold it like that, and you're gonna go like this, and you're gonna kind of rub out some of the cracks that you see. Flip it. You're gonna rub out some of the cracks. There you go. This should rest 3 hours. Overnight's fine. 1 day is fine. After that, you're running a risk. I don't know why, but you are. Pastry. All right. Magic of TV1. This is the one that rested overnight. Pastry for the pasty, pastry for the pasty, pastry for the pastry. Let's go, boom, boom. We're gonna roll this out. We don't want it to be too thin, right? Because if it's too thin, what will happen? It will break. But if it's too thick, it's like an inedible chunk of grossness. The flecks that you see in the pastry are butter. Beurre. This might be too beautiful of a pastry for something as robust as a pasty, but the recipe called for just normal pastry. I'm gonna try and make 2. Could be a little bit of a stretch. I wanna see that Agatha Christie movie, A Haunting in Venice. It looks good. I'm also interested in the whole spiritualist movement. I did a big play about Houdini. Lynn starred in it. Houdini is a huge hero of mine. And in his later life, he devoted most of his time to, this is excellent pastry, to debunking spiritualists. I think that's what that movie's about, but I'm not sure. Oops, I can almost see the marble, so I'm gonna stop. This is a little bit too small. So I think what I'm gonna do is maybe cut a bigger circle around it. Suddenly went very quiet in here. Oh, sign of a genius. There we go. One. Oh well, this one has to be basically, oopsie. I can try to roll this out again. We'll see what happens. So all the ingredients, you're just gonna put the ingredients in raw. It's really not that hard. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the fridge while we prepare the filling. This is gonna be awesome. Great. So, let's make the filling. I couldn't find Swede rutabaga, as I told you, so I bought a celery root and a turnip. This turnip looks a little suspicious to me, so I'm gonna peel it and look at it and taste a little piece of it, because occasionally one little turnip in your big bag of turnips can be bitter. So my advice is taste a little piece of every turnip that you put in anything that you can't remove it from. Smells good. These little peelers, these Recon peelers, I'm telling you, don't waste money. Just get this. Oh, it looks good. It looks nice, right? Delicious. Okay, now I'm thinking as I do this, now this is the first time I've ever made this, so anyway, I want to make an announcement. Pasty people of planet Earth, I've never done this before. I'm obviously modifying it, okay? So please don't be angry. Okay, I'm cutting this into batons because we have quite small pasties coming your way. Okay, these are, you can use those for stock. I was reading about a chef called Ricky Weston, who's a pretty famous British chef. And he said one place where he worked, they used transparent garbage containers so that all the weight, everybody was like obsessed with how much waste you made. Like if you made too much waste, you got fired, basically. I'm making a large brunoise, which is a square cut. Ta-da! Ba-da-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Just think about eating a little meat pastry. How big do you want these pieces to be? My impression is not so big. You know, I'm not Ramsay, so they're going to be all different sizes. But cute, I think. One more. So a turnip has a slightly different flavor than rutabagas, I'm sure you know. But that's fine. It's not that different. That's what you call all different sizes, all different sizes. Okay, I'm going to put this to one side. And I may use these bits to make stock. Okay, here we go. I'm now going to not use a yellow onion. I'm going to use a shallot. Shallots are just better. Sorry. It is not white, however. And it's supposed to be a white onion, so we're already veering off course. Okay? Basically, same kind of thing. So I'm gonna cut it like this, right? Then I cut it like this. All right, I'm just making piles so that we can assemble quickly when we get there. These are fingerlings. They're not the right potato, but it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna roughly peel them. I'm not gonna peel them too elegantly because I kind of want, I personally want a little bit of the skin. This is a difficult thing to peel. You should watch Arum Edna. It's an older lady making pasties, apparently the best in Cornwall. And I sound so American when I say that, and I don't know why. And she's fabulous. Okay, I'm just gonna literally chop this into little squares. Now this is now time sensitive because this will turn brown. So now we have to do it sort of quickly. It's like the worst brunoise ever in the history of the planet Earth. Okay, that's sort of a cubist brunoise, okay? Forgive me. I'm not gonna use this beauty so somebody can take that's delicious. If you look at past episodes, you can see what to do with it. Skirt steak, we have quite a bit of it. Skirt steak, inexpensive cut. It's got a lot of fat. Okay. God bless Perusi. Okay, I'm gonna cut this much and then we're gonna see where we're at in terms of filling, okay? Good thing I bought 4,000 pounds of it. We might need more, but let's see. Let's see where we're at. Filling prepared. You guys ready to check this out? Okay, here we go. We looked it up and there is an order. So it's potatoes first. We're gonna season this as we go. Potatoes first. For the little tiny, delicate, teeny weeny ones. A little bit more here. Okay. A little bit of rutabaga, or in this case, turnip. And put a turnip. I don't like that idea. I think it should be mixed up a little bit, but anyways, here we go. Oh yeah. A little bit of onion. People in Cornwall are just cringing right now. Okay, some awful American. Oh my God, am I used to being that? All right, here we go. Okay, now I'm gonna do a little tiny bit of seasoning of these with our favorites, salt and pepper, before I put the meat. Just thinking about the poor guy down there working, right? Mine is, that's some rough work. Okay. So this is could be pretty delicious. A little bit of onion on top. Then I'm gonna wet the rim and stick them together. That was a good one. Okay. Okay, so I guess it goes like this, right? Oh God, there's too much filling. Okay, oh Jesus. Oh God, oh God, oh God. That's why Lynn was a little hesitant on the phone last night when I called her to tell her I wasn't doing a practice one. But then I had that experience of making like 400 pounds of challah because I did the practice one. All right, I'm gonna try it. It already broke. It already broke. It already broke. We shouldn't have thrown out that. That can be the vent. Okay, here we go. I'm taking a little bit of meat off. Oh, water. Water. Water, water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. Homeward bound boys. Hey, this one worked. We still have to do the crimping. Ah, Pee-wee. That looks like a Cornish pasty, that one. Pretty good. Okay, confidence is building. Confidence building. Confidence building. This one doesn't have a lot of meat in it. Now, you could make a vegetarian one. You could make a fish one, as long as it didn't have weepy fish in it, I think. If you're doing a vegetarian one, do not use weepy vegetables, vegetables that produce a lot of liquid. For instance, I would not use tomato. Oh, it worked. It presses itself down, and it works, it works, it works, oh ho. Hey, man, come on now. Look, this looks like a pasty. Holy crap. Just have that problem. I'm gonna use the one that has the hole in it. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pick it up and pinch it. 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 Pick it up from the back, pinch it, back, pinch it, back, pinch it, back, pinch it. That is a first time Cornish pasty that happens to have a hole in it. It's not exactly perfect, but it's not bad. Okay, from the back, lift up and crimp. Lift up and crimp. Lift up the back and press. Lift up the back and press. Lift up the back and press. I'm gonna get better at this every time I do it. Not this time, but next time. Lift up the back and press. The pastry is drying out. Lift up. Okay, now, Cornwall, give me a break. I've never done this before. Okay, moving like this. Moving up, moving up. This one's better. Moving up, turn it, press it, turn it, press it, turn it, press it, turn it, press it. Okay, little guy looks good. Now I would put these in the fridge for a minute before you egg wash them. Watch Aram Edna doing this. You'll kill yourself. You'll never go in the kitchen again. Okay. Vent. That one doesn't need one. Vent. Vent. Okay. Fridge. I made some with the new dough, and now I'm going to take the ones we just made out. They've been sort of resting here. I think we're going to put them all in the same tray, which might be smart. I'm going to paint these with egg wash, and then we're going to put them in the oven. 350 for some amount of time. I would say when they were brown, you can take them out. The egg wash just makes them beautiful. Makes them shiny, shiny-like. I'm sort of painting the outer edge of that crimp also to sort of glue it. Okay, here we go. Let's take it to the stage. These could be really cute, you guys. I'm almost guarantee you they're gonna open, but we'll see. First time ever making Cornish pasties, ever in my life. Come on, little pasties, come on, little pasties, come on, little pasties to the oven now. I hope you don't explode. Okay, back. They look perfectly normal to me. 350, until I would say the pastry's cooked. Because it's probably correct, because if the pastry burns, you can't eat the middle anyway. So we're just gonna go until the pastry cooks. Who will buy my Cornish pasties? Who will buy my Cornish pasties? Let's check them out. They look perfection. I think the big ones could use a couple more minutes, but not much. They look kind of like Cornish pasties, just saying. Holy crap. These need like literally 5 more minutes, I would say tops. Now, you're a dinner partier. You're not afraid, right? Fear is a very useful thing though, but not when making Cornish pasties. So look at the bottom. See how the bottom is hard? They sure smell like Cornish pasties. Now, I remember when we got them in England, my memory is distinct, that the filling was ground. It wasn't pieces. This is much more elegant. Actually, maybe the other one's more elegant, but it was definitely ground. Because when you bit it, it was like a mass. It wasn't pieces. This might be the more traditional recipe, but I think that's ground when you buy them in the market. Cornish pasties. Who knows how long they'll lasty? They certainly aren't nasty. Pasty. Thank you for watching DPT. I don't know, maybe you do know what it means to us. It means the world. That you write in, that you defend me, that you question things, that you ask for things. It means the world to me and to the team of DPT. We want to thank you guys every day for your incredible faithfulness. Thank you. And please, if you have a second, subscribe, because it makes YouTube send more people to I don't know what it is. Please try to do it if you can. If you can't, it's okay. Now, the reason I'm not holding a dog is because they're both sleeping. Thanks. Come on, little pasties, come on, little pasties, come on, little pasties to the oven now.